We have to live every minute fighting the government and restricting it and punching it back down into a smaller and smaller box. But by the same token, we should always recognize that the great reality of life and the promise of life and the love of life and life as a work of art exists beyond government, and we should be focused more on squeezing it into a small box and getting away from it and looking at this wide world of wonders that we have because of technology. I mean, this is it, because of technology, because of changing social attitudes, because of cheaper ways of doing things. Just like this van, the RV and the trip that you took. That is an incredible instantiation of freedom and of liberty, and let's not let our problems with the government get in the way of living a rich and interesting life.
For you to talk about maybe the future of libertarianism and talk about your kid.
Yeah. Well, I had a great. I live half time in Oxford, Ohio, which is where Miami University is, and the high school there. I have a son who's in high school. It's called Talawanda High School, and a couple of weeks ago I spoke to their Republican club, which I didn't realize that my son belonged to until I got this invitation. And as somebody who really dislikes partisan politics, it was something of a shock. But I went to talk to the group, and it was interesting because when I got to the high school, they were in a lockdown mode where there were drug-sniffing dogs just going around checking lockers for drugs. The principal was outside, and I said, "Hey, what's going on here?" And she's like, "You can't go in." And I said, "Why not? We're looking for drugs." And I was like, "Was that the result of a specific case, or is this just a random sweep?" And she was like, "Oh, I can't tell you." And I was like, I was getting pissed as a taxpayer and as a parent. What is this? But in any case, I finally got in, and I talked to the Republicans, and there were about 50 kids there. They were, heavy with the Ron Paul T-shirts, heavy with, one kid had a Milton Friedman T-shirt with lightning bolts coming out of Milton's head. This is not our father's, much less our grandfather's Republican Party, and I think you see in a lot of youth get it instinctively, which is that, and they might not be libertarian, they might not know to call themselves that, but they believe that, whether it's right or wrong, they are going to be responsible for their lives. They want choice in their gender, they want choice in their coffee drinks, and they want choice in their politics. And their lifestyles, and that it was very refreshing to me to see, granted not a random group of youngsters, but kids who are, when they're thinking Republican, they're thinking Ron Paul, which is great, and when they are living life, they are really libertarian in the best sense of the word. Of that, I want to go out and make my way in the world, and hold me accountable, but also give me that freedom. Or rather, and I guess the difference is when they say, I am accountable and I am taking that freedom. That will be the tipping point of the future of libertarians.
Yeah, and hopefully those messages spread amongst their peers.
Yeah. One of the things that video in particular is very good at is getting that counter story out there. What's the counter narrative, the personal stories that it's not just a question of tugging at the heartstrings, it's actually showing the damage that many, god-awful, stupid, and misdirected policies can promote. One of the things that video, I think, is also good for is really showcasing just the amount of inane laws that are out there. And, it's sad, but, you can drag through any daily newspaper and any local newspaper weekly, and you'll find all kinds of stupid zoning boards, all kinds of stupid planning boards, all types of renegade cops, and just idiots out there who are flexing their power in a way that really comes at the expense of, people just getting on with their lives.
Yeah, and it's up to us to make sure that they don't violate our rights.
Yeah, no, and that's one of the reasons I was kind of hopeful that you guys would really get the hell beaten out of you, because I think the rest of us in the freedom movement could really capitalize on. If you guys don't make it back, then that's a very powerful story for us to tell.
And hopefully reason would help push the whole martyr angle.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we're negotiating with certain elements of the old BATF to see if, so I'll, I won't keep you posted on that.
Okay. No. Well, thanks, Nick.
Yeah, you bet.
Well, Nick, thanks so much for joining us. I
appreciate it. It's a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to the next 10 months or whatever of you guys tooling around.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That is 25 years of schooling, gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.